Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode of Banish the Doubt. Tonight, I want to talk about our conditioned mind. Since ever since we were little children, our minds have been conditioned by those who came before us. So by society and by whoever is or was around us in our earliest upbringing. And these people had a very powerful influence on how we see ourselves, how we perceive ourselves. Okay. So I want to read this here for you. We don't attract into our life what we want. We only attract who we are, and who we are is made up of the beliefs that we hold about who we are and what we are capable of doing. You see, the only reason anybody doesn't ever go after or maybe um, ascends to levels in their life that they would otherwise love to ascend to, the average person, is because this here. It's because it's who they are, not what they want. Everybody would love to have, or drive a Corvette or a Mercedes or a Ferrari or, have a life where hey, it's going to be 95 and humid tomorrow. Why don't we go down to the beach house, our beach house? Doesn't matter whether it's on the ocean, the bay, whatever, just have a second house. But few ever ascend to these levels to where that is a reality. But it is a reality. It is, if you could desire it, it is a reality. Otherwise, you couldn't desire it. But see, this quote is very, very important to take with you tonight for the rest of your life. I never attract into my life what I want. I only ever attract who I am. And this could be proven to a point by look around you. Who are the people that you are mostly associated with, who are closely aligned to you? There are people who mirror exactly who you are. See, so we have this conditioned mind from when we were children. Everything that went into our mind as a child is our, almost like the computer here, is the basis of this, is the foundation. So I was driving today, and I happened to be driving past the earliest foundation building of, it looks to be the future apartment complex, luxury, they're pretty much everywhere today, a luxury complex. And as I was driving by, I was peering through the fencing that's obscured by material, but you can see how deep the foundation goes. And the contractors have pretty much finished the foundation. So look at this as your foundation. If the foundation that they laid is off, then the whole structure is going to be off. So the same holds true with you and I. If our foundation is off, if our foundation is set by a condition that says, and it doesn't have to be said, it just be nonverbal. We come from that side of the tracks. We've never, no one's ever graduated or even gone to college in our family. We're just 9-to-5ers. Like I remember growing up and my dad talking about how a lot of the arguments my parents had. I remember vividly some arguments around the holidays, and most of them centered around money and who was working harder. And my father breaking my back, and I'm working my fingers to the bone. And my mom saying, I'm slaving here in the house, taking care of this house. So this was conditioning my and my brother's minds, seeing that, well, you had to work hard to earn a living. It was just, when it was my father with his fingers, bloodied and scratched from working his landscaping. on, some days and on the weekends. But this is the conditioned mind. This is the foundation for my life and for my brothers. And our father also drank a lot. So again, it was conditioning our mind on, well, how do you handle problems? You go drink. Society, right? Is that not, we're ending up the summer here, and very soon, in a couple of weeks, it'll be football season. Well, what do the average person do? They go to a stadium. They'll arrive at the stadium 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5 hours before the game, and they tailgate. And what do they do with the tailgating? They drink. They drink for 3, 4, 5 hours maybe before the game starts. And it's just, this is how, this is how you do it. This is what you do. So most of them, this is generational. Professional football has been around for generations in our country. Other countries around the world, it's soccer. Okay. So now think about this. Now, thoughts are the language of our brain and feelings are the language of our body. And we can never think, we only think equal to how we feel. So if now today is Sunday evening, and if you're feeling like, oh, another Monday tomorrow, I'm going back to my job. A lot of people say job is an acronym for just over broke. But see, now this is the conditioning. And maybe a lot of us we've lived where our parents worked 20, 30, 40 years at a job that they really couldn't stand. But it put bread on the table, right? It helped keep a roof over over our house or our apartment building. Some people never aspired to or never even owned a home. But again, this is the conditioned behavior, okay? We don't attract into our life what we want. We only attract who we are. And who we are is made up of a set of beliefs. These are where the beliefs come from, how you and I were raised. And if you're here tonight watching my video and you're saying like I was, hey, you know what? I'm kind of tired of this. There's got to be a different way. I want to learn. Because in my case, the conditioned mind, okay, these thoughts and feelings ended me up in Sloan Kettering in New York City with cancer. Now, I'm not saying that, if you're feeling like things are not going right, you're going to end up with cancer. But the conditions, the thoughts and the feelings, and if you're dealing with lots of stress, or in this case here, the stronger the emotion we feel from an event in our life, be it trauma or betrayal, the more altered we feel inside ourselves, and the more we pay attention to the cause outside ourselves. This here, I just alluded to arguments with my parents. My parents having arguments. That was these were events that I can still recall in my mind today. So in your life, maybe there was something along these lines of trauma or betrayal that have carved an image in your mind that you can just pick up now. And you can, as you're thinking of this, as you're reading that or hearing me read it, you're thinking of the event or events, plural, in your life. But this is how we've been conditioned, because the ones who came before us, our role models, this is the way they lived their life. But that's not the way that I'm going to show you tonight, how we can transcend this type of thinking. And we can actually, yes, we can, well, not get, but we can understand, we can bring into our life, we can marry ourselves with that desire that we have, that goal that we have. Or maybe watching this tonight, this is your first time thinking that, hey, it's okay to set a goal, because maybe your conditioned mind has been, goals don't work, or I've tried them already and it doesn't work out. Or maybe you're coming out of a trauma or a betrayal, maybe a failed relationship. There's no such thing as fail, but maybe it's a relationship that just came to a conclusion. It came to an end. Okay, there's no failure. I'll explain that to you here in a second. There's only lessons to be learned, no failures. Okay, so that's part of the thinking, just the changing of thinking, the conditioned thinking, but now the changing thinking. Okay, so I want to transition now to continuing with this theme of conditioned thinking or the conditioned mind. So here, this is the conditioned mind. Now, the way I write this or this diagram, that the conditioned mind is our subconscious mind. See, because what you're thinking about right now, watching me, you're consciously having these thoughts go into your mind. But your sub or our subconscious or our conditioned mind, it blocks. Okay, it blocks us from, that's what I'm saying, getting really feeling and understanding and really embodying the feelings of whatever it is we want to do or be or have in our life. The conditioned mind, the conditioned thinking stops us because it's the foundation. What we want to do is we want to set up a new foundation. We want to create a new foundation. We want to remove these thoughts, these beliefs that we have that we can't ascend, we can't do certain things in our life. We maybe can't become a millionaire. We can't have the house down the beach or on the lake or even own a house. So this is what I'm talking about. For far too long, we have been conditioned that our happiness and fulfillment and success is determined by external factors, approval of others, and societal norms. Now, again, going back to the conditioned mind, the family, that's a very big one, okay? For a lot of people, family is very big. We don't want to upset anybody. We don't want to maybe become more successful than our parents. Maybe a parent or parents are jealous of us if we're kind of getting to the point in life where it looks like maybe we're going to ascend higher than them. So that would be external factors, approval of others, societal norms. It could be a multitude of things. Okay, I don't want to get into too many specifics, but just knowing that this is how we have been conditioned to live. What do other people think? What are they going to think of me if I leave my job? Or what are they going to think of me if whatever it may be? Okay, so limiting beliefs that have kept us bound in chains for far too long. So limiting beliefs, the conditioned mind, are our limiting beliefs. You are not a victim of circumstances, but rather a creator of your own experiences. So I want to touch on this here in a second, but understand that the conditioned mind oftentimes are limiting beliefs. The Wright brothers, when you think about the airplanes, didn't have limiting beliefs. Steve Jobs didn't have limiting beliefs. You can think of I'm trying to think, Benjamin Franklin, you can go on to Einstein. They didn't have limiting beliefs. In fact, their beliefs were there are no failures. I think it was Benjamin Franklin who once famously said, when someone said to him, you've failed 10,000 times. His answer, tremendous. You should write this down if you haven't heard of it before. He said, my friend, I haven't failed 10,000 times. I've simply found 10,000 ways that won't work, that can't work, or something like that. I just found 10,000 ways that don't work. What a perspective, right? If the contemplation of staying on the ground of things was what the Wright brothers thought of or contemplated, there would never be airplanes today, right? If they contemplated, well, things just stay on the ground. We don't put things in the sky other than balloons during their days. And if we listen to what societal norms were at that time, there wouldn't be an airplane today. Okay, so you are not a victim limiting beliefs, a victim of circumstances. I would like for you to just banish that thought. You are, from this point on in the rest of your life, never, ever, ever again a victim of your circumstances. Rather, you are the creator of your own experience. Right now, right as you're thinking of this, right now, watching this video, you are creating your experience. You're creating your experience by listening to me. And if you're judging what I'm saying, that's fine. But understand you are creating your own experience. You're creating your own reality. See, because your reality Okay, yours, not mine. Your reality is nothing more than the outpicturing of your limiting beliefs. It cannot be anything other than that. Your beliefs, your conditioned mind is what you're seeing in your reality. Your reality is nothing more than your conditioned mind being outpictured. So, how do we change? If we want to change that, we change it by first understanding we are no longer victims of our circumstances. Okay? We no longer have to fear reprisal or the judgments of others. We don't have to live a life like that anymore. You want to, Neville Goddard said it here, okay? This is a great quote. Since your life is determined by your assumptions, okay, we're assuming what other people may think of us, right? You are forced to recognize the fact that you are either a slave to your assumptions or their master. So whatever it is, again, going back to what I said a few minutes ago, you never attract into your life what you want. You always attract into in your life who you are. And if you're assuming that you're somebody who is held back by conditioned beliefs, banish the thought, banish the doubt. Is what my channel is about, okay? Well, George, how do we do that? You don't just wave a magic wand, but you do. Your doubt ends right now. Your assumptions that you're not good enough ends right now, because life is nothing more than just a series of now moments. So you look at your life and you say, I am that I am. I am that I am. I am right here, right now, in this moment, worthy of success. I am right here, right now, in this moment, worthy, deserving of success, whatever that may be for you, however that may look for you. If success for you in this moment is just coming to this realization that, yes, I am enough, then that's enough. That's your success right here, right now. If you're in like I talked about a few minutes ago, maybe in a relationship that has run its course, hasn't failed, just run its course, and maybe you're feeling a little down right now, whatever. I am enough could be success for you right now. And if that is, that's enough for right now. But then, like the foundation I spoke about a few minutes ago with the luxury apartment buildings, we build off of this success, one success at a time. So earlier today, I had my son at a batting practice. Coach. We have him set up with a one-on-one with a former MLB player. He's now a coach, and he was having some trouble hitting the ball a far distance. And as I was videotaping him, I brought the video over to him and the coach. We looked. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because as we were watching him swing the bat, the coach could pick up a few things, but I didn't, and he couldn't really pick or pinpoint what was going on. But when we slowed down the frame or slowed down the image, the swinging down to frame by frame, frame by frame, frame by frame, we could see subtle improvements. Okay, little things, little tweaks that he would make, or little adjustments. So why am I saying this? It's because when we slow down our life and we get quiet and we start to look at our life frame by frame, okay, we don't judge ourselves. There are no judgments. There are no wrongs and rights. There's just learning. And oftentimes we may find that it's just a subtle adjustment here or there. The conditioned mind replacing the beliefs in the mind. replacing them with different types of tweaks for the first time maybe in your life, saying, going to a mirror and pronouncing your name, saying I, and then insert your name, am whatever, deserving of success. Or look at yourself and tell yourself that you are deserving of success. You are deserving of a healthy relationship. You are deserving of the promotion at job. You're deserving of, becoming self-employed. Whatever it may be, you're worthy of owning your own house, not with somebody else, your own house. You see, because part of the conditioning that goes on in society is we're born, we eventually go to kindergarten, right? Societal norms, we go to school. I'm not putting down school. We go to high school or junior high school, right? Then we go to high school, and now we're going to graduate 8th grade, and now we're going to graduate high school, and we go to a college, right? And then we go postgraduate school, or we go to college, or we don't go to college, we go get a job. But at some point, now we're getting to the point in our life where, well, Johnny's he's in his 20s now, and he's going to get married, he's going to find a girl, marry. See what I'm saying? So we're living our life conditionally. Is that what you want? Okay. Life says you should go and find a mate, and you get married. Well, the thing is, our conditioned mind says that this is how we should act. This is what we should do. Well, a different way of looking at this may be something along the lines of, hey, you know what? I kind of like you. I like myself. I'm feeling pretty good here. I've changed a few things in my life. What do you say we hang out? And I'll tell you what, you get to do whatever it is you want to. Go be with who you want to be with. I'll do the same. If ever you want to, you feel as though it's not working out, go ahead. No pressure. Same with me. We're just going to take our time, enjoy each other's company. And if this continues to sort of blend in and we really start feeling good when we're to each other, we really kind of have a lot of commonalities. What do you say we just continue on and enjoy our life? Different way of looking at it, right? Versus I'm 24 now and I should start getting, thinking about getting married and buying a house. Do I even like my job? So I'm saying, this is the conditioning that I'm talking about. So we want to break that if this is what you find yourself in. So this is the type of thinking that we want to change. You start to look at life through the prism or through the lens of, I'm taking a light touch towards life. I'm going to find my goal, because oftentimes when we do this, when we sort of step back and we kind of relax, take a deep breath, what we find is that what we've always wanted to do, or who we've always wanted to be with, or what we've always wanted to have materializes in our life, or we start to see it. Different people start to come into our life, and we start to say, like, wow, got it. This is what I've always wanted. But then we start to, again, just like the relationship, let's just take one step at a time. Let's just start to kind of go after this, whatever it is we want to do, but not with any expectations, not with, I have to have a certain dollar amount in the business by a certain amount of time. I'm going to live my life based on what other people think. I'm just going to, like myself, this is now Sunday night making a video. Whether one person is watching this or 1,000 people are watching this, it's not conditioned on that. Just something I enjoy doing. So I'm doing it. Irrespective of what other people may offer suggestions, which is fine. And I will certainly look at that and say, yeah, you know what, that may be something I might want to look at and implement. And I welcome that. I live my life as much as I can in a judgment-free way. That this is, to me, the healthiest way to live. Living moment to moment, living as much in the moment as I can. living where I'm aware of what I'm doing at all times. I'm not reacting or having or understanding or getting rid of any limiting beliefs. Obviously, some may still be there, but now because I'm more aware of what I'm saying, how I'm acting, those limiting beliefs pop up and I'm able to see them and understand them and say, okay, a little course, again, it's like little film slides, okay? I'm able to see them and make some tweaks here and there. No such thing as perfection, but this is how you want to go through our life. Just living our life. Hey, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to also look at life and extract from it as many times as possible positives. Everything that takes place in my life, I'm going to look at what's the positive, the lesson that I can learn. So this is how we understand the conditioned mind, okay, and we start to transcend it, or we start to change what's in there. We start to sort of almost like flush it out and replace it and start to build a new foundation or our new life. And understanding that, hey, it's okay. The original foundation may have been a little messed up. This is why our life is the way it is. It's okay. Nothing wrong with it. It was because this is how it was supposed to be. So I just want to leave you with one thing here. I read from Genevieve Burban in Your Invisible Power. This is about the Wright brothers, and this is about perspective, okay? But the Wright brothers, who experimented in the latter part of the 19th century, realized the possibility of traveling through the air in a machine that had no gas bag. They saw themselves enjoying this mode of transportation with great facility, so with a lot of feeling. It is said that one of the brothers would tell the other when their varied experiments did not turn out as they expected, "It's all right, brother. I can see myself riding in that machine, and it travels easily and steadily." Those Wright brothers knew what they wanted and kept their pictures constantly before them. So when you start to get those pictures, keep them in front of you as much as possible. Go through your day with the expectation that you are living that picture now, because in the universal picture, if you will, or source or whatever it may be, you are. If you didn't, if you didn't see yourself like that, if you didn't see that, which is what your goal is, it couldn't be. You wouldn't see it otherwise. So this is how we transcend, or we start to change the conditioned mind, start to build a new foundation for our life. Thank you, folks, so much for watching this. If anybody would like to have more of a one-on-one conversation about whatever's going on in their life, you go to my channel, click the link, and I'd be happy to speak with you and to coach you. Thanks very much, folks.